Are they a trickster or are they the divine? Welcome back to Along This Spiritual Journey. So, when it comes to spiritual dating, I want people to remember it is not the same as regular people dating. Regular people dating is you meet, you like each other, you're attracted to each other, you have a few hobbies you like, you want to have the same house, you want to have the same neighborhood. That's regular people dating. Spiritual dating, on the other hand, is about discernment and recognizing when someone is trying to deter you from your path, and if you're going to allow them to deter you from your path, or if you're going to stay on your path to continue your journey, again, for your spiritual self's highest enlightenment. It is your own game you're playing with yourself. It is not about anybody else's journey. That's what spiritual enlightenment is to me. I'm agreeing as the avatar to go along with my soul's past lives remembrance and play this journey of enlightenment. Along this path, you're going to meet someone. Let's say you meet them. One is like, hey, can I join you on your path? I will help in any way you need me to. As long as I can join, I'm not trying to stop you. I just want to be a part of this journey. Then another one comes along and says, hey, I just want you to be able to sit back and take a break. You should take a break. In this moment, they both feel like they're supporting you. One can be supportive if they're saying take a break. One can be supportive if they just want to say, let me support you. But in the spiritual world, the discernment comes in where you listen to how they're trying to get you to do something. If the person who's trying to get you to take a break is trying to get you to stop and stay and not work on anything ever, then this is where you start getting trapped in someone else's ego, where they're like, no, I see your light and I want to dim that light. So let's not let you do any of that stuff you want to do. I'm going to stop you right here on this journey. That is not what you want. But in that same journey, there can be a person who stops and says, hey, let me give you some rest, get what you need, and you can be on your way. That is supporting your journey. Same thing, because remember, it's all a dual aspect of the same polarity. So you're going to have one who's a trickster who wants to help but doesn't really want to help, and you're going to have one who seems like a trickster and really wants to help, but they seem like a trickster. So you have to keep paying attention and learning along this journey. Let's say you choose the one who does want to support you and come along on this journey. Now you're on your journey, doing your thing, supporting yourself, not needing help, but you're supporting each other if you want to offer each other help. Then one moment, this person starts to try to take over. They start trying to dictate where you go and how you move and which turn you should take next, versus you trusting your instincts and knowing what you're looking for because you know what you're looking for and no one else. So you trust based on what you see. That's where I'm going. That's nice, but that's not what I'm feeling. And you have to know how to have discernment and trust that. When you have this person on your journey, if you choose to have this person on your journey, if they're trying to go into their ego and tell you because they think based on what they know their journey is, then that's a moment when I say this is that twin flame energy, where you both are aligned, you know what you're supposed to do, but you're not going down the same paths, and one of you is trying to pull the other one to your side because of ego versus letting them go and letting them meet you back at the top. Because most people think it's trying to meet in the middle, but it's meeting at the top. It is the middle, but there's a moment of saying, I did the work down here, so I don't need you to pull me up here. I can meet you at the top. So when you start finding someone who, again, you feel so drawn to, but you're like, why can't we be together? Why can't this work? That's the twin flame journey that I'm explaining that most people experience, which is in another lifetime, maybe in a couple years, maybe another time, it might come back together. If not, that's okay. Thank you for joining me on this journey. It was a pleasant interaction while it lasted. And you continue forth. Now, if this person wants to follow you and skip their journey, that's fine. But you have to remember, along this moment of the spiritual connection, the discernment has to be even more fine-tuned, because this person might support you and they might love everything you do on this journey, but then they might be starting to become competitive or jealous. And that's where the ego journey comes in when it comes to shadow work and the dark night of the soul, because they have to be willing to do that work and hold themselves accountable while you're doing your path and holding yourself accountable and not blaming each other. If they're capable of doing that, then let's say you make it to your destination, you make it to your goal, you make it to your safe place, you build your house, your home, you have your throne. If this person is healed and happy and healthy, they're going to sit next to you and enjoy the process of what you created and what you allowed them to create with you and what they brought along to add to the table. If they do not and they're being competitive in the spiritual world, yeah, that person has to go do their own work. They cannot sit next to you, because you don't need someone trying to poison your water. You need someone who's going to add to you and make sure that it's fresh water. And so if you get to this level of saying, you know what, they were good for getting here and this is what I needed, and now they're not working, and they agree, I'm not fitting in here anymore and I'm outgrowing this moment of being your partner in this aspect, let them go. Because what you're going to get are suitors who then come to you. And they're going to come knocking at your door all the time. And you're going to get a lot of them who are trying to get you to walk off your throne. If they're trying to get you to step down off your throne, which means when you make it to that level, that third level of knowing, and they're trying to get you to change your mindset and change your beliefs because they want you to do a certain way. Like when you say bring, what are you bringing to the table? Boundaries. That is the mindset I mean. If you're like, no, I am not going to be with someone who wants to have multiple partners and they don't want to give financially. That is a choice. Somebody might like multiple partners and love giving to them financially. Those are things that you have to establish. But if someone's wanting you to do that and you don't, that's getting you to step off your throne. And now you're leaving your back exposed. You don't want to do that. You want them to be able to step up to the throne, put what's on the table, and let them prove that they want to sit next to you and do that work. Each level is about discernment. Remember, the first level is always going to be you're walking that path. You're going to have many distractions. It's your choice how you get distracted and for how long. If you get stuck being distracted, that's a choice. If you never stop for anything, that is a choice. You're not going to be punished for it, but that just means you're going to have to wait a little longer for pleasure and for things you want if you're choosing to work all the way through all the work and get through it without stopping. You're not going to get every pleasure, but you know that there's more at the end. And if it's not what you expect at the end, that's okay. It means it's still being born. You're in a safe base to now grow. Second level is walking that path. If they're trying to distract you from that path and tell you where you're going, what to do, that person's not meant for you. They're not here to support you. Let them go. You want something who supports you. Again, when you get to a level of it can become manipulation if someone's always trying to support you and be a yes man. And you'll start to see the true colors once you get to your third space of settling and getting into your safe space to, okay, I can grow now. If they're not knowing how to grow or don't want to grow, then you know that they were just there for the ride and that they had no intentions in helping. And it's okay because you know how to grow and you know how to navigate and you don't need them. So if they want to leave or sabotage, let them, because the spirit will always replace it with new energy. You just have to be aware and willing to step into that avatar or that game when the time comes. Because again, it's all a game. There's rules you have to play to every energy that you interact with, regardless if you like the outcome or not. Which is why when I say when you're participating with somebody else's ideologies and ideas and cultures of who you are, you have to play the game. If you don't like it, then don't play the game. You're going to get pushback, you're going to get resistance, but that's the point of knowing who you are along this journey. So trust your path, trust your instincts, have discernment, and if it doesn't feel right, it probably ain't right. If it does feel right, but you're a little uncomfortable, that's okay. That's learning how to see the hazards ahead of time so that you can avoid them, but you still stay on your path. Versus trying to take the easy path, never come into any conflicts, but remember, the easy path was built by someone else, which means they wanted you to come there as a distraction. Take what makes you happy and apply it to your life so that you will always know when something is a trickster or the divine. I hope that makes sense. Love ya.